Living is using time given to you. You cannot recall what.
Hey guys, Nary Monster Tamer here. Welcome to the unknown region. This is the first video I'm doing about this region. It probably the only video I might do another random video and stuff that I didn't really talking about, or I'll go just watching by myself on my own. But this is the first reaction in Pokemon from Beyond the Grave, and I'm very curious of what this exactly means. Can zombie form Pokemon can imagine. And yeah, make sure to check out the original video before you check out my reaction to it and stuff down in the description down below. And yeah,
Time. Don't forget that. Fuck! Bro, that's deep. Hey, g'day. Now, while we
but they about just
you
Cody.
might remember way back when I released the Agnos Legendaries video. I talked about other planes of existence,
Good enough for
realms for the dead to roam. And that's
Down,
what we'll be going over
think I
today.
rock any
These
of
three
these
areas are based off of different parts of Tartarus. The Fields of Punishment, Elysium, and Asphodel Meadows. But first, before we jump into things, you should subscribe. You don't
I
know
definitely
how
remember
long
what
you
you
have
was
left.
at.
And I can assure you, if you don't, you'll fucking end up here.
Brain.
The pits of punishment of Pokemon Brains represents the fields of punishment. This is where all the world's greatest dickheads wind up. Yourself included.
Alright.
Big Dara rules over this realm, using its psychic abilities to torture its residents for all eternity, planting false
I got part of
realities
my
within
friend.
their minds, based
Before
on
we
their
get to that.
darkest fears, or else a joke on the way they lived. When you land yourself a prisoner here, of course you'll be tortured as well, and will
I
be
kinda
tortured to become
scared of that.
reality if you wish to escape. Not that
I know
this
I
has ever
can.
happened before. This
We're
is
talking
your
the
punishment.
Cards from the Steam
You
Universe.
wake at the bottom of a dirty pit with your rival
The thing we're
and
going
the
to
Gamma
it.
Resistance laughing and looking down
You
at
guys
you,
amazing
only
too,
for your
right
team of
too.
Pokemon to appear and tear you to shreds
I was very
over
chaotic
and
in
over
Monster.
again.
You won't get tired of dying, will you?
Again, this is all just an illusion in your mind,
Jamie Greek,
planted
right?
by Migdara. This greatest fear pulls from an inferiority complex. Player
Interesting.
fears people looking down on them. To break the cycle and escape, you have to fight your team barehanded, dodging their attacks and hitting them as you do so, slowly whittling down their HP. This
I'm
is
very
easy
curious.
task by no means. But after you manage
Y'all
to do
didn't go
so,
anywhere I thought it
snap
would.
back to reality, waking in your cell. This is the first time someone has ever snapped out of Migdara's psychic trance, and as you break out of your cell, a chase sequence begins. All the cells in the pits of punishment
This is a great
swing
background
wide open,
for the
and
thing.
prisoners ready to fight you as Migdara starts fucking rampaging through the halls. You'll have a limited number of moves you can use in each
This is
fight
movie
before
remaining.
Migdara catches up to you, and quick time events to complete, which
Okay.
will give you extra moves. There are a number of prisoners in Pokemon here, based off of sinners in Greek mythology. First up, we have Ware, based off of
Ware.
King Salmoneus. In the myth, Salmoneus' sin was impersonating Zeus
Okay.
and demanding people worship him.
So
as
they
if
did
he
break
were.
on Greek.
He would drive around in a chariot, dragging bronze kettles to make thunderous noises, and casting torches in the air as forks lightning. Just kind of a douchebag. This squares punishment in the pit.
But yeah, this is
was
amazing
ran
character
over by chariots, over and over. Hence the tire marks all over his body. Because Salmoneus impersonated Zeus, Gwen's team is a knockoff Galvus. Instead of a Raichu, he has a Mimikyu, a regular Braviary instead
Fair
of
enough.
its archaic counterpart, a Furret as opposed to Sentachi, and Flareon
Itachi.
instead of Jolteon.
Interesting.
Oh, and his name derives from Martin Guare, a famous case of imposture. Pretty much this Guare guy leaves his wife and
Alright.
then years later, some fucking random
How much
cunt
did
shows
that
up,
video?
claims to be old Martin, and lives with the family for 3 bloody years. Fun stuff. Anyhow, next up we have Marek, named
Ooh.
after Sir Marek of Arthurian legend, a knight
Where?
thought to be a
How
werewolf.
about?
He is based off of King Lycaon, who in the myths had been
Yeah.
turned into a werewolf as
You
punishment
better have it
for
like a
attempting
rock.
to feed Zeus
I
the
feel like it's
frozen
fair.
flesh of his own son, testing the omnipotence of the gods. Therefore, Marek's punishment is to indulge in endless hunger, eating at his own
Again,
flesh as if
he
he
is
were a
showing
wolf,
encouragement.
whilst his Pokemon do the same. Obviously, his team is just a bunch of wolf Pokemon.
Yeah.
Werewolf, Absol, Lycanroc
Warfare.
Midnight, and Lycanroc Dusk. One of the
And
more
he finally came out with
famous
Warfare.
Tartarus was King
That video doesn't come out by
Tantalus,
then.
who inspires Gulliver. The etymology behind his name means
Yeah, I'm just
glutton,
being
by
like
the
no
way.
more dark.
Much like
I know it's
Lycaon,
scary.
Tantalus had cooked and fed his
That
son
being
to
dream
the
type.
gods, or else stole their ambrosia. King Tantalus was punished to sit in a lake.
Are you really gonna have it be
Every
interesting
time he
video
reached
ground
the
type?
apple, the branch would grow just out of reach, and whenever he bent down for a drink of
Even though I had no
water,
ground
the water would recede. The punishment is the same for
But yeah,
Gulliver.
definitely check out
His
that
team
here video
consists
or
of
to read the
Flapper,
video.
Vaporeon,
We'll go over the read
Colbait, and
the normal type
Begart.
or whatever.
Colbait and Begart are some new mon that you
Go
can
check out
find
that to read the podcast.
They
Ooh, I
themselves
love
are
these
based off
shows.
of Tantalus, as well as
Right, the pre
kobolds and
definitely
goblins.
need to make
Both
that
are
bit better than the
goblin-like
impudent
domestic
line.
creatures that often play
And
tricks.
they more infinite.
Colbait from Kobold and Bait is always chasing the future and usually
Yeah, I
ends
thought
up
this was
going around in
foreign
circles.
zombie
They
undead
either
form.
take over their own territory
Like
or
that.
just suck up to the
Still
leader.
cool though.
This fucking idiot has managed to put himself in a psychic
Ooh.
trance, which has
Well,
held
level
him
2,
back.
32
Begart,
benefits depending.
its evolution, has its name deriving from Boggart and Beg.
Okay.
Begart's goals always seem just out of sight. Whenever Begart comes close to achieving greatness, something goes wrong. Always tantalized by his own endeavors. He's Tantalus after the fact, still in a psychic trance that always keeps him from reaching his desires.
Interesting.
Our next
Makes sense.
prisoner, Holmes, is based
Holmes,
on another
yeah.
well-renowned king. This time, Sisyphus. King Sisyphus has this whole ordeal
Yeah, I like he
where
dripping
he
sweat.
kills guests and steal their shit, violating the laws of hospitality. So the gods decide he has to die. They get Thanatos to bring him in and give him some magic chains to bind his soul because Sisyphus, he was known to be a sneaky little bastard. And being as clever as he was, managed to chain up Thanatos, shove him in a box, and go about his day. Knowing he didn't have long left, he makes his wife promise not to give him a burial. So
okay.
when he gets dragged down to Hades, he's all like, Persephone, this is awful. My wife didn't even give me a funeral. What a fucking bitch. So Persephone lets him out of the underworld 3 days to make sure a proper burial gets done. But when he's out, he
I
just
don't know a
goes
little bit about
right
Blue
back
Dot.
into his body. Thanatos can't be convinced to bring him back, so he lives a long, happy life till he dies of old age. When he winds back up in the underworld, the gods are fucking pissed and send him to Tartarus.
Yo,
His
I
punishment
love how you say
that he
that.
shares with Holmes was to push a
You
boulder
guys
up
are
a mountain,
fucking
but every
pissed.
time it got near the top, it would roll all the way back down, representing the way that cheating death is an ultimately useless endeavor. His team consists of a golem, Dusclops,
Makes sense.
Chillude, and
Ooh.
Shashak.
Ooh,
Oh, wait,
I like that.
comes from the
That
serial
must look
killer
cool.
H.H. Holmes, who was rumored to have escaped his execution. Chillude from Chill and Delude,
I didn't realize.
like how Sisyphus alluded death, are
Okay.
based off of the Cretan wildcats, animals that themselves
Today
cheated
is a new
death
one.
away. For many years, these cats were thought to have been extinct, until one was caught by a farmer a long time after. Chillude aren't very hospitable, and will freeze any visitors it has. When faced
I like
with
that his
us,
eyesight. I do
will
enjoy his
always
eyesight.
be
So,
deceitful and run away from its problems. Shackle Cold represents
Still
Sisyphus'
got the
last
evolution?
capture, weighed down by massive ice ball and chain, reminiscent of the ones that he trapped Thanatos with, as well as the ball symbolizing the boulder he pushes. He's even got the whole prisoner get up. He's our very own hurry prisoner. Shackle's scheming and trickery had
Ooh.
finally come to an end, and now it is at the mercy of all others.
I think that
He
looks
is
like a
made
JoJo
to
adventure
do the
too.
same
I never
useless
seen that
actions
in real life. I know, but yeah.
and over again. Well, now we have Poland, based off of Ixion, who in life had murdered his
Ooh,
father on the
hold on,
road
hold
by
on.
pushing him onto coal.
Ooh,
Following
interesting.
this, he lived as an outcast,
It
but Zeus felt pity
definitely
towards
got
him
buried alive.
and even
I
invited him
can
to
say
Olympus.
before.
But then he tried to do the dirty with Hera. Zeus was mad and had punished him
Hey, I
in
can't remember
Tartarus
Hera.
by having Hermes
I don't know,
bind
man.
him to a flaming wheel that never stopped spinning. Sometimes said to be covered in snakes. It represents his
Oh, snake
burning
bites.
lust. And Colin's name means well.
I did both.
Colin's team
Snake
is
bites.
made up of Charkindle,
Burning
Sexy
first.
Scorch, and Survivor. Charkindle is a wooden automaton of sorts, with wheel-like contraptions that are always turning.
Oh, wood.
and it's always on fire, that have turned bits of the wood to charcoal,
Makes sense.
which is
Yep,
where it gets
wood,
its
yep.
name. Charcoal and kindle. The flames that encompass
That's kind of cool,
Chunky's
Graph
body
Firefight.
is what fuels it and keeps it going. Whilst the flames won't cause any
I'm not
damage,
sure they came out
feeling
before.
is truly unpleasant. Lenny is another prisoner of the pits, based off
At
of
the
the
moment.
giant Titios. He
They might,
tried
though.
to
They might
rape
have.
the goddess Leda, so
I
he
mean,
was sent to Tartarus,
the video I want
where
to
he
do
would
a
have his
video
liver
on was
eaten
they were the Pokemon
over
game
and
show
over
with Mike
again by
Gatos
two
at the time
vultures.
recording the video.
Very similar to Prometheus's punishment on Mount Caucasus. His name is Lenny, pulling from of my men, who
Alright.
is just a massive
Oh yeah.
and on his
Yeah,
team
I
are two
read that book.
Mandibuzz and a Togepi. And the final
We watched
notable
the
residents of the Pits of
movie
Punishment
or whatever.
are the Belied family, based off the Danites. Though Ovid had referred to them as the Belied
Okay.
ones, which is where my trainers got their
Trying to
family
get curious
name.
eyes.
There were 50 Danites, and
Then
they were to
kinda said
marry
it.
50 sons of an Egyptian king, but
Cause they got that
all but
water
one of
bearer
them
thing.
murdered their husbands on their wedding
Reminding me of
night,
Aquarius
landing them as a god in
Pokemon.
Tartarus.
Or
Their
Mathar.
punishment was to carry jugs of water to fill a bathtub to wash off their sins. But the bathtub was always leaking, so they had to do this for all eternity. The Belied family have teams consisting of a Stuckit, female
Oh my god, that is
Genesis,
amazing.
Stuckit from Stuck and Bucket. It's just a little water creature in a glassy bucket. It requires water to stay functional, as it is constantly absorbing it. So, constant maintenance. Stuckit can manipulate the water in its container,
That's crazy.
often used to transport it.
Can you imagine it does evolve?
They also come in a range of different sizes, like Pumpkaboo. Oh, and
Sorry,
one
y'all
other
hearing background
wild
noise.
Pokemon that you can find roaming the halls of the Pits of Punishment is Vendretta.
Ooh.
I absolutely fucking love this design.
This a fella in Louisiana, ain't it?
Mayhaps my favorite. I don't know. Look. He's playing fucking RPS. Some good old rock, paper, scissors. His name comes from the words vengeance and dread. They are based off of the guards of Tartarus, the Hecatoncheires, monstrous giants with 50 heads and 100 arms. Obviously, 50 and 100 is quite a fucking lot. So we scaled it down and settled with this. Once engaged in battle, Vendretta will carefully watch its foe. It lands every blow without fail. This is thanks to its signature ability, No Quarter, which gives priority to all physical attacks. The Fields of Triumph, which are based off of the Elysium Fields, is the location you wind up in Pokemon Broad. All the greatest heroes and pure of heart come here after death. Scalahad reigns over this realm, basking in glory alongside the heroes. A new resident here is called for celebration, so when you end up here, all the heroes come to party with you. Hey, it's 5 o'clock somewhere, so you enter a cycle of drinking, fighting, and good old fun. There's never really been a reason for someone to return to life after winding up in the Fields of Triumph, so the exit is just kind of there. But there is no fucking way in Hades that Scalahad or these heroes will let you out. To break the party cycle and make a break for the exit, you'll have to continually win in drinking festivities. You'll be sparring with all these heroes in hand-to-hand combat between drinks. Like in the pits, you'll avoid attacks and get hits in, but your vision will get more and more blurry each fight from the drinking. Outdrink and outspar all the heroes, and you can make your move. This too will start a chase sequence, which will work pretty much the same as the pits. First up, we have probably the most famous hero of all mythology, Heracles, who inspires Alphonse, whose name means ready for battle. Heracles was the demigod son of Zeus who had to do all those labors and shit. He killed the Nemean lion, slew the Lernaean hydra, captured the golden hind, caught the Erymanthian boar, cleaned the Augean stables, killed the Stymphalian birds, captured the Cretan bull, stole the mares of Diomedes, got the girdle of Hippolyta, obtained Gerion's cattle, stole the apples of the Hesperides, and caught Cerberus. Yeah, so it was a pretty big deal. Alphonse's team consists of a shiny archaic Arcanine, whose pelt you can see on his back, a Hydreigon, Skarmory, and Miaswine. We have another demigod son of Zeus-inspired hero, Percy, after the hero Perseus, the slayer of the Gorgon Medusa. His most notable act of heroics was, well, beheading Medusa, which he had done so with his harp sword and looking at her through his polished shield. I had Percy's shield imprinted with the face of Gorgonite, which mimics Athena's shield, Aegis, which has Medusa's face on it. On his team is a shiny Gorgonice, Pegasaur, Archaic Wailord, and Delphox. Next up is Jason, named after and based on the hero Jason, captain of the Argonauts. He pretty much went on this big fucking long quest to find the Golden Fleece, which he did, plus a bunch of other shit on the way. And so his team is made up of a shiny Archaic Whimsicott, whose fleece you can see on his shoulder, a Colsparse, Dolpent, and Plusle. Oh, and also I gave him Spike's hair from Cowboy Bebop. Now we have Homer, after the famous Greek author of the Iliad and the Odyssey, based on Odysseus. Odysseus was a clever and cunning king hero, most well known for his contributions to the sacking of Troy, as well as his 10-year-long voyage home after the Trojan War. And, well, he did a bunch of shit on his way home. He also thought of doing the Trojan horse. Big brain. Homer's team is comprised of a shiny Polyclops, Miss Magius, Werewolf, and Cyrenade. But moving on to the most famous hero of the Trojan War, Achilles, who inspires our trainer, Troy, named after the city. As a child, Achilles had been dipped in the river Styx, leaving his body invulnerable to all attacks. His only weak point was his heel, as this is where his mother held him as he was submerged. So that's why Troy only has proper armor around his heels. And he was a beast during the Trojan War, killing Hector, being an overall mad lad, and only dying because of Apollo's intervention. On Troy's team, we have a shiny Sentry, Decidui, and Melmetal. We also have Hobbs, based on Theseus. The etymology behind his name means bright fame, and is apparently short for Robert, so his etymology also pulls from Robert the Bruce and Robert Baratheon. Theseus was the guy who killed the Minotaur in its labyrinth. He did other crap, but that one was his big magnum opus. And we're gonna ignore the whole getting exiled by Athens afterwards and living in disgrace and all the Dream SMP shit associated with it. And so, obviously, he has a shiny Flamintar, as well as an Arachnet and Carcosta. The final hero of the Fields of Triumph is Atalanta, based off of the hero Atalanta. Atalanta was like one of the only female heroes in Greek myth. She was well known for striking the creature first in the Caledonian boar hunt, as well as, for a time, being the only female member of the Argonauts. She proved that she could stand her own and outshine men in male-dominated areas. Very progressive for ancient Greece. On her team is a shiny Wilbur, Appleton, and female Pyro. The Fields of Triumph don't actually have any new Pokemon, but we do have some old favorites you can find here. Obviously, there's Pikachu, because it's fucking Pikachu. But then you can also find the cast of Twitch Plays Pokemon, a legendary moment in Pokemon's history. So you can encounter Omastar, Lapras, Nidoking, Pidgeot, Venomoth, and all their pre-evolutions. And because it wouldn't be the same without the whole Twitch Plays crew, there may also be a Battery Jesus, a Zapdos, hidden somewhere in the fields. The dreary meadows of Pokemon Beauty, inspired by the Asphodel Meadows, is the land of the dead in which all who lived neither good nor evil lives go. Ordinary folk. Everything here is fucking boring and monotone. Lepidina is the only thing of color and vibrance. Despite definitely not being ordinary, in Pokemon Beauty, you live the life of neutrality, not particularly fighting for either side of the war. So you get stuck here. This place fucking sucks. Once a resident of the dreary meadows, you enter a cycle in which you repeat every day, doing the same menial, mundane tasks, just kinda picking the flowers for Lepidina to chow down on. Before the chase sequence, to break out of the cycle, you must first collect a metric fuck-ton of flowers. Everyone in the meadows feeds off of these flowers. They keep Lepidina strong and vibrant, while stripping its human residents of their emotion and identity. By refusing the urge to eat them, you can regain your color by siphoning it off of Lepidina when it comes down to collect its food. Once the color returns to your skin, the chase sequence through the dreary meadows initiates. Thinking of residents for the dreary meadows was a bit different to the other realms because, well, they're just kinda supposed to be normal people. Someone of Greek myth who lived a neutral life. Well, one guy comes to mind. Sorta. This is Bella, based off of the Greek hero Bellerophon. Despite being the legendary hero that slew the Chimera, Bellerophon's tale had a sad ending. You see, after killing the beast, he thought he was top shit and flew up to Mount Olympus on Pegasus. The gods, they didn't fuck with that, so they sent a gadfly to sting Pegasus, who promptly bucks Bellerophon off. He either dies, which is the happier ending, or survives by landing in a thorn bush, which both cripples and blinds him. Hence the thorny shit in his hair, the broken leg, and the eye patch. He spent the rest of his life wandering the earth. No man would help him because of his offense to the gods, and he died alone, with no one to record his fate. So, there you go. On one hand, he was a hero, but on the other hand, he gave into his hubris, which evens things out enough for him to land a spot here. On his team, we have a shiny slay mirror, Pegasaur, Ferrothorn, and Drabfly. Drabfly is the only wild Pokemon you can encounter in the Dreary Meadows. It's nothing special, just an annoying, fucking, boring ass, drab-looking gadfly. It's just kind of boring. A mild inconvenience with not much else to offer. Some people keep a watchful eye just to avoid being around them. I want them to be worse than a Zubat in a fucking cave. That's it, really. The only notable thing about them is just how fucking many there are in the meadows. Well, whatever. Next up, we have Gene. The etymology behind his name pulls from the words genius, genesis, genocide, and the name itself means well-born or noble. He and all the other residents of the Dreary Meadows aren't based off of anything Greek. I'm not going to get into the details really on this video, but trust me, this guy's important. On his team is a shiny gnome, Pandosity, Venusaur, and archaic Garchomp. Oh, and that unknown on his eye is his actual eye. It's not an accessory or anything. Some shit went down which made it that way. I'ma do these next two together. This here is Jordan, and this is Sasha. In life, they were companions to Gene, a little happy trio. Gene was the brains, Sasha was the brawn, and Jordan was the beauty. Sasha had been Gene's childhood friend and bodyguard, whilst Jordan was an actor with a knack for lying. Oh, and Jordan's a dude, by the way. In ancient Greece, men played both female and male roles in plays. Sasha, whose name means defender and helper of mankind, has a team consisting of Trudskull, Galvantula, Hypno, and Frostlass. Whilst Jordan, which was chosen because of its gender neutrality, has a team made up of an Agripan, Sonartoad, Torchair, and Gallade. Again, like Gene, I'll go into more detail on these two another time. The final 3 residents of the Dreary Meadows are just some regular-ass guys, ancient ancestors to some common Pokemon NPCs. We have Youngster Joseph, ancestor to everyone's favourite Youngster Joey, with a team consisting of Eradicate, Rattach, and Alolan Raticate. There's also Ketch from Catch, the ancestor to your generic bug catcher NPCs. On his team he has a Low Cluster, Eminect, and Butterfree. And finally, Billy from Billy Goat, the ancestor to your hiker NPCs. His team consists of a Steelix, Doug Trio, and Go Goat. But at the end of the day, you the player will claw your way